Hello, lovely people. It has been a minute again. I'm just, schedules and day jobs are annoying. So annoying. But today, this is going to be a little more of a video to get me into the swing of things, and I just figured it was something fun to complain a little bit about witchcraft. If you have not been to my channel before, hello, my name is Sam. The channel is Shadow Harvest, mostly just a journal of me going through witchcraft and whatnot. Sometimes I do tips, mostly it's story times and other silly things about my adventures with the craft over the last, what, 4 to 5 years. And yeah, I wish to complain about some like spell shenanigans. Some I guess that I guess are my fault, others that I'm like, nah, not so much. Just random happenstances of the universe. And first things first, I wish to complain about a little bit of my own dumbness from the start of my craft, but has now evolved into like a constant consequence because of Persephone. So at the very start of my, what I consider the start of me exploring the craft was also the day I dedicated myself to Persephone. I had been dabbling and poking, and of course you don't have to dedicate yourself to a deity to do the craft at all, but I decided that that was my marker point. I was exploring paganism and witchcraft very much in tandem in a serious manner, if that makes sense. And one of the things that I had done is I had done a bit of a dedication, and I was doing a bunch of different things, looking up what are the things that you can give to Persephone, good offerings. At the same time, I was trying to contact Hades as a possible patron. I'd heard that mint, the plant, was a good thing to give to Hades as an offering to lure him in. Now, little did I had not looked up in entirety the myth of why Minthy became what it did. And I think, however I did it, I think I messed up somehow. I think I was doing it as a, hey Hades, look, I've got some mint. And I think that pissed off Persephone. And how I think that pissed off Persephone is because I haven't been able to grow a mint plant ever since. I've had many a garden attempt, and I have gotten better with not having just fake plants in my house. I have a couple of Hoyas and a couple of spider plants, and a couple of which I have no idea what they are, but they're growing and they're doing good. And I've had some herb garden stuff that I've been able to grow and keep going. I've been great with parsley and basil, and what are the other ones that I've done? Thyme, plenty of those, no issues. Mint, on the other hand, no. Every time I have tried, whether it was in the hot deserts of Arizona in its own little water setup area, no mint for you. And I think she just mad at me, and this is now my permanent punishment. I think she was like, you tried to use mint to lure my husband. No, you should have looked up the myth, little girlie. And now I can never have a mint plant in my gardens. Just sad. You know, it's bad when like this time around when I was doing my herb garden earlier this year, I was like looking up how to properly care and how to properly like repot every single herb as they got to a certain size. And I followed the instructions and I tried my best, and I couldn't even get it to the potting stage. Every other one I could get to the potting stage, and that particular herb was just like, I'm not having it. No mint for you. No mint forevers. Just always, if I want a mojito, I guess I'll have to have one at a bar. Second thing I wish to complain about, kind of my fault, possibly, kind of not my fault also. I feel like the universe is being cheeky. So, at the start of this year, I had met a certain gentleman, was having a good time, and was doing a couple of blessing spells around myself, specifically in the lines of I wanted open, good communication, I wanted some clarity. I basically was trying to do more vague blessings on myself within certain topics, especially intellectually, just connecting with what I really wanted in life and what I was going after, and that the universe present those to me in a very obvious manner, because I realized as I was looking through my Saturn return that, and journaling about it and such, I just wasn't the best at not settling for something that was like 70% what I wanted. To get to, like, I was always like, yeah, 70, 80, 90, like this is as good as it's ever gonna get, like the best it's ever been. And therefore closing the door too quickly to 100% that I just didn't even envision. And so I was trying to get the universe to not let that happen to me, right? Like, I want it to be like, hey, if I start doing things or any sort of thing that constitutes that 80% of what I could receive in my life, stop it in its tracks. And it was very interesting to me how the minute I had done that spell, I had happened upon this lovely man in this dating app, and things seemed to be going well. And a couple more spells later about bringing an open, good, communicative love into my life, and if it's already here, to accentuate it. How quickly that dissolved. Poof, it went. It dissolved so quick. Over a weekend, it went from, this is a lovely gentleman, how wonderful, to basically a ghosting situation. I was just like, but wait a minute. And like, part of me is like, of course, like eventually I would have gotten there, but I do feel like it was kind of exacerbated by some of the spells that I was doing. It was like, oh, this isn't it, honey. We're gonna, no. Within the same month that 100% fell apart, I then got contacted by an old crush of mine from 5 years ago, and just reaching out, wanting to like send me a birthday gift and like being totally sweet. And I was like, awesome sauce. This is like, you know, I've always heard about like exes coming back, and I've had that many a time. Many a fuck boy has come back into my life, and I'm like, no, go away. None of this. No. But like someone who I was like actually like interested in at one point, and then just for situations it never ended up being anything, for them to come back into my life, like that's so exciting, that's so nice. But then why are you in another state? Why couldn't this have happened when we were like in a similar location where a plane wasn't necessary to get here? Like, what is this universe? I am kerfuffled. And then the other part of me going, okay, the other one was like, you settling for 90%. So is this part of the settling? The fact that someone's far away, is that settling? Or is it saying, hey, remember this really awesome person over here who's totally sweet and awesome? Apparently they were interested in you too, and maybe it takes a bit of work, but it could turn into something, possibly. We don't know. It's very frustrating. I don't know. I'm a very tactile, in-person person. Like, I don't like texting on the phone, any of that stuff. You know, FaceTime and Skype and stuff actually is kind of more my best friend. If I can't be with you in person, it makes me happier. So when everything's like long distance, I'm always like, you're so far away, I don't like it. I want to be able to go out and get a bite to eat, a coffee, sit down and chat, but no. Anyway, next thing that I wish to complain pettily about the magic that I've been doing recently is I've been doing some abundance spells and a bit of a mix amounts. I've been doing some candle spell work for my sister, helping her hopefully go up in her career. She's been getting some good stuff lately, and she wants to keep that ball rolling, so I've been helping her out with that where I can. And then I've been doing, of course, some stuff for me as well, as I'm starting to consider doing some transitions with my day job. Just really needing to advance and push stuff forward. Between the veterinary bills this year, my cats had some severe health issues. I also had some very striking health concerns, both mental and physical. Basically, the American medical system is a piece of shit, and it just is very expensive. So going on to that, I was like, okay, abundance, money coming in. We need some, you know, we're gonna settle on the spending, we're gonna bring the good money in, a new job with a good pay increase, or, you know, possibly any other income from any unknown source. Sure. Did? Cool. Now, and the other day I got a check in the mail, which is like, yay, thank you. Shy of $200, which is nothing to scoff at. That's fantastic. That can help me pay for some groceries and, you know, cover the exorbitant electric bills I've had while the heat waves have been on and off here in Portland. But anyone else do this with abundance spells where you're like, I meant not like a one-time check. I wasn't meaning that. I wasn't meaning money was a singular payment to come to me. I was meaning like a rolling, ongoing thing, like a salary increase, or like, if it was gonna be a one-time payment, like a larger amount. You know what I mean? That type of thing. It also makes me wonder at times if, how am I possibly screwing myself over by adding a calming element to all of my spells? What I mean by this is I don't do well with huge shocking change, good or bad. As much as I love a constant shift, I like it to be gradual. So I always like to add that calming element to my spell, so therefore it's like, oh, something really awesome and great comes in, fantastic. I can plan for it, I can schedule it in, I can make sure that there's not a whole bunch of other conflicting things that could come up with this that then I have to cancel plans and rearrange, and therefore I'm so stressed out I don't end up enjoying the nice blessing that the universe has granted me. But sometimes I wonder if I've made it too calming, that I've actually am more open to a shocking change of events, something that would uproot my life entirely, than I before was. I'm more comfortable than I used to be with that. And I think that's partially because when it comes to a move, a job change, a meeting the love of your life, or a new romantic partner, even if it's not like your long-term partner, having a baby, or, you know, dealing with any of those things that if you want one, you know what I mean? These are all big shocking changes, and it kind of just like, and then it changes your life for forever. By putting a calming element or making a calming, easy, gradual thing as part of my requirements in my spells, maybe that's hindering me in getting certain abundance things. Maybe that's where I keep getting this 70% that keeps coming in, because the universe is like, well, 70%, because that gives you the gradual. If you want what's really meant for you, it's really blessing, you're gonna have to deal with some huge amount of chaos in the meantime to then eventually get you to this more stable, abundant place. Possibilities, possibilities. Oh. Anyway, this is just a little whiny witching about magic going right, going wrong, going not entirely right, not entirely wrong. Comment down below are some weird spells that you have done where you didn't get what you wanted, or you got not quite what you wanted. Maybe it went a little too much, maybe it went a little too little. All of that down below. And yeah, this is just me babbling, having a good time. Hopefully there'll be more videos coming soon. I hope you guys are having a lovely spooky season any way you can. Stay safe with this raging pandemic still happening out there. If you're a healthcare worker, especially right now, all the blessings and patience and safety that I can give you, because I really don't know how some of y'all do it. I do not know. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.